favorite people. I think she's incredible. People always talk about, how good she is for her age and how mature she is for her age, and I think that's nonsense. You shouldn't. She's mature for any age. She's incredible for any age. I don't think we need to bring age into it. I think she has eloquence and poise, and I have nothing but great things to say about her. She's incredible, and she makes jewelry. I don't know if you guys knew that. She said you would make me an earring, so maybe I should get my ear pierced for her. What do I hate? I don't hate a lot of things. I don't like the word hate. It's too negative for me. I don't like negativity. I'd rather put positivity out there. So, have you got a girlfriend? Not at the moment. What are you doing? What are your future projects? I'm just out there in the audition rooms right now. Just read for Diego's show. I've been up for some pretty big things, but unfortunately, nothing that could pull me away from Pretty Little Liars. That's a joke. It's very fortunate for me. There were a couple things that came up, but I can't, nothing worth leaving Pretty Little Liars for. It's too good of a show, and I have so much faith in it, and I can't believe that anything else could possibly have such an amazing fan base, and you guys have just been incredible, so thank you for that. Let's see, can you please call Ian Harding? You're going to watch my Ustream to talk to Ian Harding? I got some more text messages from some friends. My friend Kevin just said that I'm his role model, apparently. And he asked me his favorite musician, hoping that I would say that it's him. No, I'm just kidding. He's fantastic. Do you like dragons? I don't have strong feelings about dragons either way, but I think I'd be inclined to not like them if I met one. Do you have a pet? No, I don't have a pet. I wish I did. My mom has 4 dogs right now. We always had dogs growing up, and when I moved out of the house, they went and got 4 schnauzers. So we have 4 little tiny dogs that yip all the time, and they're a mess. It's nuts. Let's see, which Hogwarts house would you be in? Actually, we film at Warner Brothers, which is the company that does Harry Potter, and the whole top floor of the Warner Brothers Museum is devoted to Harry Potter. And it's kind of a funny story. They had these volunteers who work there, and the volunteer was telling me that she has translated the Sorting Cap into like 30 different languages, so people around the world can see what house they'd be placed in. And I just thought that was really cool. So kudos to them. I was put in Slytherin, I believe, which I guess is the shady one. So I don't know what that says about me. Do you speak any other languages? Un peu de français, un petit peu, just a tiny bit. What do you get at Starbucks? Coffee. I think everything else there is basically a milkshake. I like coffee. Too much. You go to one place in the world, where would it be? Ooh, that's a great question. I'm originally from Ohio. I came out to LA a couple of years ago, and LA is the farthest I've ever been away from home. So, there's a ton of places I'd love to go. I'd love to go to France. I'd love to go to England, see London. I'd love to go to Asia. I think Africa would be beautiful. I had a friend that just got back from Ethiopia, and it looks beautiful there. Let's see, say hi to Bella from Norway. Bella, how are ya? Hi to Minda. Let's see. What else do we have? Say hi to... so many shout-outs. Favorite Natalie Portman movie? If you've seen Black Swan, obviously I think that that's got to be my favorite. But before that, let's see. She's been in so many incredible movies. I don't even know. I've been in love with her since I saw the Professional. I think a long time ago. Do you like bunnies? Sure, yeah. Let's answer some more questions here. These are from my last one here. How long have I been acting? I've been acting my whole life. I think I told my dad I wanted to be an actor when I was 3, so I think it worked out for me. Stick with it, How did you become an actor? Was it planned or accidental? Sometimes you hear stories about people falling into it or getting discovered randomly, and those people are, few and far between. It was always a plan. I went to film school as a way of, I guess, not going to theater school because I didn't want to study theater specifically. I wanted to study acting and the craft of acting, not just how it applied to theater. So I went and studied film, and I'd like to say that I got more parts as an actor, as a filmmaker, than I ever got as a theater student because I knew all the directors there. What's my biggest dream? Well, I guess I could tell you guys about this now. It's been a little while. I have had a mild obsession with Superman my whole life. Actually, I even have a Superman action figure right by my TV. I don't know. Just something about the character just resonates with me, and I get it. I love Superman, and when I was 19 a couple of years ago, they were talking about doing this Superman Returns movie, and I almost sent in my information. I wasn't even a professional actor at that point. But I almost sent in a headshot just because I wanted to do it so badly, and I was so young, and I knew they weren't going to hire me. But they ended up casting Brandon Routh, and he did a fantastic job. But then the new one came up, and I was like, all right, this is my time. So I begged my manager, who's the greatest manager in the world, in my opinion, if he's watching. I asked him, just please, it was right before Christmas, and I said, if you can get me anything for Christmas, please get me in to read for Superman. And he did. So I did audition for Superman, and it was probably some of the best minutes of my life. I can say, when I'm on my deathbed someday, hopefully a very long time from now, I can say that for 20 minutes, I was Superman. And that is awesome to me. So that was my dream. I guess I got to come up with a new dream now. Let's see. Too many text messages from my friends. They think they're so clever. How was it working on Pretty Little Liars and your character blackmailing Ezra? All right, that was actually one of my favorite things. When we came back for the winter premiere in January this year, you find out that I'm the one that wrote on the back of the car windshield, and you start to put the pieces together on what's happening there, and I confront Arya about it, and I offer to help her because I think Ezra's taking advantage of her. And after I read that episode, I didn't know what was going to happen after that. So the last you see of me there is him leaving the classroom, and then the camera pans over, and you see me by the lockers. So I honestly thought I was going to rough him up. I was like, oh my God, like I'm going to get a fight scene here. And I was so excited. But I think the way they took it was even better. As much as we would love to see a fight scene, Noel hit him where it hurts. In his job, in his pride, in his values. I made him change my grade, or I tried to. I tried to get him to compromise who he was. And I think that's such a better way to get back at someone. You take the high road, take the intellectual way out. Just don't, I thought it was fantastic, the way they approached that. Let's see. If I had one item on a stranded on a desert island, if I had one item, what would it be? A helicopter? Satellite phone? I don't know. Probably my iPad. I'm in love with that thing. It's disgusting. Most embarrassing high school moment. Oh, God. You guys are killing me. An embarrassing high school moment. Jesus. All right. I wasn't the most popular guy in high school. You can imagine I quit playing football halfway through the year to do a play. I wasn't exactly homecoming king. So so I did all the plays, and we did A Midsummer Night's Dream, which to this day is one of my favorite Shakespearean plays ever made. I think it's do I have Superman undies? Sorry, that just caught my eye. I don't. So we did this play, we did A Midsummer Night's Dream, and they cast me as Oberon, who, if you don't know, Oberon has lengthy soliloquies to the audience, where it's just him on stage talking, and I'm, a high school senior, and so I'm out there, and I'm talking to the audience in in Shakespearean dialect, in iambic pentameter, if you will. And I walk across the stage, and I'm about to deliver this speech, and it's a 1.5-page long speech, and I blank. And this is what nightmares are made of for actors, is when you would just blank like that. And there's nobody else on stage to help me. And I started to freak out a little bit. And to my credit, I don't think anybody knew that this was my most embarrassing moment at the time, but it obviously was. So I walked from one point of the stage to the other end, and by the time I got there, I remembered my line, and it was probably 5 seconds of just extreme awkwardness, and we moved through it. It wasn't that bad, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. Just got to think on your feet. Let's see here. The craziest thing I've done in my entire life. Oh, I don't even know. I do a lot of crazy things. My favorite sport, football. Absolutely. I think it's by far the most best fan encounter. That's a good question. I'd have to say, if any of you guys were at the Kiss FM Jingle Ball this year, thank you. You guys made my entire life decision worth it that night. They brought, the Pretty Little Liars guys out. They had Brendan and Chuck and Diego and Keegan out. And we all came onto the stage, and you guys were just this deafening roar from the audience. And then we presented, the artist, and we got off stage, and they had security taking us through, and everyone was grabbing, and it reminded me of those videos you used to see at the Beatles. Not that I'm comparing myself to the Beatles by any means, but it was surreal, I guess. It was I'd never experienced anything like that. So thank you to everyone who was at the Kiss FM Jingle Ball this year. Who's hotter, Ian Harding or Brant Daugherty? Are you asking me that question right now? Or are you asking? Because I know the answer to that one. I'm not going to tell Ian, but let's see. What's it like working with Lucy? I love Lucy. You can't not like Lucy. There's no way. You'd be inhuman if you didn't like Lucy Hale. She's so talented. Have you guys seen the Scream 4 trailer yet? I saw it on TV the other day, and we had a big conversation about Scream 4 one day. And I was watching TV, and it's, pick up the phone. Hello? And it was Lucy Hale. And I lost my mind. So I'm so proud of her. I think she absolutely deserves it. All the great things that are coming to her. Did you ever go